Hey y'all, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about honeypots per request. Thank you so much for the message. This is a topic I plan to get to at some point in time, but honestly, it's a little difficult to explain because when you're a targeted individual, you're already accustomed to fake love, and a honeypot is definitely fake love, but there's many different ways that the honeypot plays out. The honeypot mainly plays out romantically. All right, this is the movie. Okay, I don't know if y'all ever seen Jennifer Lopez enough, but this movie highlights a huge honeypot to the point that she actually got married to the guy, had kids with the guy, and at the very end of the movie, she realizes some stuff about their original encounter. She realizes how set up it was. Like it was set up from the beginning. From the moment she met this person, it looked like a random and it looked like a random action how they met, right? I don't want to fully give the movie away if you haven't seen it, but this is a great movie by Jennifer Lopez, and I absolutely agree with Jennifer Lopez when she made a comment about she definitely deserves Grammys because she's a great actress and she's very versatile. This movie is great. I might even watch it again tonight. I haven't seen it in a while, but in this movie, she meets someone, right? And I really don't want to give it all away if you haven't seen it. But basically, in the end, she ends up getting with a narcissist. And in the end, one of the things that is discovered is her meeting this person was not coincidental at all. This person actually sent friends in to, it was completely staged, right? And the person, it got to the point where the person ultimately did not. It got to the point where it was revealed that this person really didn't care for her, right? This person did not care for her at all. The person really cared to control her. All right, so what I've noticed with a lot of these honeypots is, for one, they're built on major, major deception, right? The people, they definitely do act like they really like you. I feel like sometimes they actually do really like you, but the whole time, one of the first main things I notice is that these people will be having contact with other people around you, or they'll be having contact with other people about you unbeknownst to you. Like it's really difficult to explain. And I noticed that one thing with these honeypots as well, these people like to get you tied up when it comes to, they like to get you tied up in a way where you cannot easily um, get away from them, if that makes sense. So my experience with honeypots, I actually have a lot of experience with honeypots. Um, as far as just in my personal life, and they're very difficult to describe. The best way I can describe them is honestly fake love, like sleeping with the enemy. It's really weird. One of my most recent experiences with the honeypot was I actually got into a like a roommate situation, and I noticed that it seems like even just the ad, like it seems like the ad, how the ad came about was really set up. Like it's something that was really unnatural about it. And then when we get to the house almost looked staged. Like it didn't really look like people were really living there. Like the people who actually lived there kind of had little to no stuff that was there. Um, but it was weird because there was someone else's stuff in the house, and it's like I don't know. I'm still kind of working through working through that situation, so I don't want to speak too much about it until it's completely in the past. Um, but oh man, hold on, I'm gonna pause. So, long story short, like I mentioned, the situation's kind of still being worked through, right? But fast forward, I basically began to notice that this person was a monitoring spirit, right? And I also began to notice that this person um, was lying, about just a lot of things. And it was really weird. There was someone else's stuff here, and they kept trying to like encourage me to use and touch the other person's stuff. Like, oh, you can use this. You like it would be unprovoked, and they'll just, oh, you can use this, you can use that, and I'm like, I'm cool. I really don't like touching other people's stuff because I don't like the people touching my stuff, right? And basically this person started to kind of realize, so every honey pot is not romantic as well. Some of these honey pots are business proposal, job proposals as well, because sometimes whatever it is, honey pots, they want you to have your guard let down. Okay, they want you to think that you're dealing with someone that's nice and trustworthy, and this person is really not. Okay. So it got to the point where I basically started realizing that this person was a monitoring spirit, right? And I was actually very uncomfortable why this person still had other people's stuff here. But it's, once again, the house did not even look lived in. I noticed it was like other people were kind of keeping stuff in the garage area of the house, like as an excuse to constantly kind of come in the house. And I never forget, like the person also did not want to put a real lock on my doors, right? So when I'm gone, people could just be coming in and out my room. I'll never forget, I actually put cameras in where I'm at, the area where I'm at. And I never forget one time I left, and like before I could even get across the corner, my cameras were going off because the person was entering my room, right? I had my dogs out in their crate, and the person already knew my dogs were out in their crate. Literally, I did not even make it down the streets, okay? And my cameras were going off, letting me know that someone was in my room. Supposedly, the person was putting the dog back in my room because they were barking too much. And it's like, how are they barking too much when you did not give them a chance to calm down? Okay, so honeypots are a lot of situations, but mind you, this person did not want to come off as an asshole. This person wanted to come across as someone who was very trusted, someone who could be really trusted, right? So either way it goes, whether it's romantic, whether it's business, whether it's employment, these are people, they basically want to destroy you with honey. That's the only way I could put it. They want to destroy you with honey. All right. And, it got to the point where just kind of weird stuff was happening. Like, I actually had something very valuable stolen from me at this house. And, so basically what I'm noticing is the people who I'm staying with, I guess they don't realize that I've caught on, but I have caught on. I know that they are enemies to me. Um, and I know that they are working against me. And I know that I actually had to change my lock. I actually had to add a lock to where I'm at. Um, and so yeah, I'm more so talking about honeypot in general. Um, but yeah, when it comes to these honeypot situations, these people are very fake. Whether they're working with an enemy of yours, whether they're working with, if you're targeted, whether they're working with an organization, whatever's going on, they have contacts with people you would not involve yourself with them if you knew they had contact with these people, because you wouldn't trust them. But they're hiding that key information from you, and they're going out their way to try to make you comfortable. All right, some of them are even going as far as trying to offer you something that you need, if it's a car, if it's this, if it's that, but it's not with true intention. All right, they're not trying to offer you anything. For example, say you need a car, they'll even offer you a car just to have the nice guy or girl persona. But you'll also notice that they'll probably try to, some of them may offer you a nice car, some, or whatever. Say you need a job, they'll try to offer you a job, but it won't, you'll just tell that it's not genuine. Like, say they offer you a job, but you ain't getting no hours. It's like, what was this? Like, they want your guard to be let down by a nice attempt. Or like, say you need something, but they'll actually hope that you don't take them up on the offer, but they'll still offer anyway. And the moment they offer you something, right, they'll, whether you accept it or not, it's like they'll kind of take that as grounds to like enter your world and immerse themselves in your world. They're very big monitoring spirits. All right, they're very, very big monitoring spirits. I don't care if they try, because at the end of the day, they're gathering information from you and relaying it to another party that you don't know about. Okay, so this is what I got just at the moment on honeypots. They definitely fall under the targeting, Um, it's it's a little difficult to differentiate them from just being with a fake ass lover. Honeypot is a little bit different because honey honeypot, it just involves way too much going on behind your back, like, and it involves it with a very deep hidden agenda, right? Because it's like, okay, well, what makes a honeypot different from the average everyday liar and cheater? Because they're hiding a lot of stuff from their person as well. At the end of the day, the honeypots do have a plot. They do have a plan, and it is to exploit you in some type of way. It is to exploit your trust. They actually really like to get you into situations where they are actually holding on to someone or something very valuable to you, and you have to like go through hell and high waters to get it back from them. I don't know, it's very, very weird. Tell me y'all experience with honeypot. I'll be adding on more to this, but this is what I got for right now.